Do you know what the most frightening thing about crossing the threshold of 60 really is? It's not the wrinkles or the gray hair. It's the quiet freezing that happens from the inside out. Every morning, your back feels a little stiffer. Your joints feel heavier, as if an invisible layer of cement is slowly setting in your body. For many people living in the US, long hours of sitting and a sedentary lifestyle are silently damaging the spine faster than they realize. And if you wait until you cannot bend down to tie your shoes or turn your head while driving, that warning has already come too late. Today, I am bringing you an emergency solution, an antidote that has existed for centuries but is widely misunderstood. This is the Cobra pose, known in Sanskrit as Bhujangasana. This is not just a simple backstretch. Modern research shows it can help awaken the spine, shifting the body from slow degeneration toward recovery. Think of a snake shedding its old skin and renewing itself. That is exactly what we are going to help your spine do over the next 11 minutes. Stay with me until the very end, because one small mistake in this pose could do more harm than good, and I will show you how to avoid it. And before we begin, comment yes below if you wake up with a stiff or tight back after 60. History and symbolism, the evolution of the movement. Interestingly, while the Cobra pose is everywhere today, it was completely absent from the oldest yoga manuals. In the 15th century Hatha Yoga Pradipika, there is no mention of Cobra pose at all. That surprises many people. It tells us this movement was not originally designed as a casual stretch, but as something more intentional that came later. It wasn't until the 17th century in the Garanda Samhita that a posture resembling Cobra was described as a way to awaken dormant energy in the body, known as Kundalini. At that time, the spine was seen as the central highway of vitality, not just a stack of bones. By the 19th century, another important text called the Shritatvanidhi introduced a variation known as Sarpasana. This version emphasized raw spinal strength without pushing through the hands. In modern medical language, we would say it trained the deep spinal extensors and restored neural signaling along the back. That's a big deal, especially as we age, and those muscles begin to switch off from too much sitting. The Cobra pose most of us recognize today was refined in the 20th century by the legendary teacher T. Krishnamacharya. He transformed it from a static ritual into a smooth, controlled movement and placed it inside the Surya Namaskar sequence. This shift matters. Movement creates circulation. Circulation feeds the discs, and healthy discs protect your nerves. So what does this mean for you, especially after 60? It means this pose is not a trend. It is the result of centuries of trial, refinement, and real-world observation. Today, we understand Cobra pose not as mysticism, but as a form of spinal therapy. When done correctly, it gently restores extension, improves posture, stimulates the nervous system, and reminds your spine how to move again. That's why I don't call this just yoga. I call it preventive medicine for your spine. Anatomy and health benefits for ages 60 plus. Now let's slow this down and look at what is really happening inside your body when you perform the Cobra pose. When you gently lift your chest off the floor, this is not about forcing flexibility. It is about reactivating systems that have been quietly shutting down over the years. First, spinal strengthening. This movement wakes up the erector spinae, the long muscles that run along both sides of your spine. These muscles are designed to keep you upright. After 60, they often weaken due to prolonged sitting, fear of movement, and poor posture. When they weaken, the spine collapses forward, leading to kyphosis. It's sometimes called a dowager's hump. Cobra pose gently reverses that pattern by teaching your spine how to extend again, which is critical for maintaining height, balance, and confidence as you age. Next is chest and lung expansion. As we get older, the rib cage becomes stiffer and breathing becomes shallower. Cobra pose stretches the intercostal muscles between the ribs and opens the front of the chest. This allows the lungs to expand more fully. In clinical practice, deeper breathing improves oxygen delivery, supports heart health, and can be especially helpful for seniors with mild asthma or reduced lung capacity. Now let's talk digestion. The gentle pressure placed on the abdomen during this pose creates a massage effect on the digestive organs. This can help stimulate bowel movement, reduce bloating, and ease constipation, which is extremely common after 60. There is also emerging evidence that spinal extension may stimulate pancreatic activity, supporting better blood sugar regulation. Finally, chronic lower back pain. Research consistently shows that yoga-based spinal extension, including Cobra pose, helps decompress the lumbar vertebrae, reduce nerve irritation, and improve daily function. This is why I often recommend it as a safe, non-drug option for managing chronic lower back pain. Distinguishing Cobra pose from upward-facing dog. This is one of the most important safety distinctions I want you to understand, especially if you are over 60. In my clinical experience, many back and wrist injuries happen simply because these two poses are confused. They may look similar on the surface, but inside the body they work very differently. In Cobra pose, Bhujangasana, your pelvis, thighs, and the tops of your feet stay firmly on the floor. This grounding is not a weakness, it is a protective mechanism. Your arms remain slightly bent, and the lift comes primarily from your back muscles, not your hands. In medical terms, this creates controlled spinal extension without excessive joint loading. The spine is being encouraged to move, not forced. That is why Cobra pose is so effective as a therapeutic movement for aging spines. Upward-facing dog, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, is a completely different demand. In this posture, the hips and thighs are lifted entirely off the floor. Your body weight is supported by the wrists, shoulders, and in the deep muscles of the lower back. For younger, well-conditioned bodies, this can be an excellent strength-building pose. But for many adults over 60, it places unnecessary stress on the wrists, shoulders, and lumbar spine. If you already have arthritis, shoulder stiffness, or a history of disc issues, this pose can quickly become risky. Here is the key takeaway. Cobra pose is about awakening the spine safely. Upward-facing dog is about holding the spine in a strong, extended position. Those are very different goals. For healthy aging, we prioritize safety, control, and neurological re-education over intensity. That is why, in this program, I always guide you toward Cobra pose. It delivers the spinal benefits we want, kept without the joint strain we do not need. Safety guide and variations. After 60, the goal is not to force your body into a shape. The goal is to help it move again without pain. First, get into position. Lie on your stomach and take a second to get comfortable. Stretch your legs back and let the tops of your feet relax into the mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers, and gently pull your elbows in toward your sides. This small adjustment makes a big difference for shoulder safety. Before you lift anything, we activate. Press the tops of your feet, your thighs, and the front of your pelvis gently into the floor. Think of this as anchoring your lower body. This step protects your lower back and gives your spine a safe base to move from. Now comes the lift. As you inhale, slowly raise your head and chest using your back muscles. Your hands are not pushing you up. They're just there for support. Imagine your chest reaching forward and then up, like a cobra stretching in the sun. Keep your neck long and your eyes looking slightly ahead. If you feel pressure in your wrists or strain in your neck, ease off. Hold here for about 15 to 30 seconds. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders stay down and relaxed, away from your ears. This should feel opening and energizing, not stressful. If this feels like too much, that's perfectly fine. Try Baby Cobra and lift just a little. If your wrists bother you, Sphinx pose is a great alternative using your forearms. And if getting on the floor isn't comfortable, Wall Cobra works beautifully. Remember, and the best version is the one you can do safely today and again tomorrow. Mistakes to avoid and contraindications. In my experience, most problems with the Cobra pose don't come from the pose itself. They come from small, avoidable mistakes. The first one is locking your elbows. When people straighten their arms too much, they turn Cobra pose into a pushing exercise. That shifts the load away from the back muscles and dumps it straight into the lower spine and wrists. Always keep a soft bend in your elbows and hug them gently toward your ribs. Think of your arms as guides, not engines. The second common mistake is shrugging the shoulders up toward the ears. This creates tension in the neck and upper traps, and it blocks the very chest opening we're trying to achieve. As you lift, or consciously slide your shoulders down and back, your neck should feel long, not compressed. Another mistake I see often is lifting too high, too fast. Cobra pose is not about height. It's about control. If you feel pinching in your lower back or strain in your neck, you've gone beyond your safe range. A smaller lift done well is far more therapeutic than a big lift done poorly. Now let's talk about who needs to be extra cautious. If you have had recent abdominal surgery, this pose can place pressure on healing tissues and should be avoided until cleared by your doctor. If you have an acute herniated disc with active nerve pain, Cobra pose may aggravate symptoms if done incorrectly. Severe carpal tunnel syndrome can also make weight bearing through the hands uncomfortable. And if you are pregnant, with spinal extension poses like this need professional guidance. Here's my doctor's advice. When in doubt, don't push. Start with gentler versions like Baby Cobra or Sphinx, or skip the pose entirely until you get medical clearance. The goal is long-term spinal health, not short-term strain. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey of Bhujangasana, the Cobra pose, is a story of renewal and adaptation. From its early absence in ancient texts to its evolution into a modern therapeutic movement, this pose shows us that the body is always capable of change, especially after 60. Today, Cobra pose is no longer just symbolic. It is a practical, science-backed tool to improve posture, ease chronic back pain, support breathing, and keep the spine mobile as we age. What once represented spiritual awakening now serves as daily self-care for real people with real stiffness and discomfort. My final advice as a doctor is simple. Start slow and meet your body where it is today. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. If your version right now is Baby Cobra or Sphinx pose, that is not a setback. It is progress. Consistency matters far more than how high you lift. Breathe steadily, move with control, and listen to your body. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to Senior Health Guard for more guidance made specifically for adults over 60. Share this with someone you care about and leave a comment below telling me how your back feels today. I read every comment. In our next video, it will explore another gentle movement to protect your spine and joints.